Babs was on her computer, the one with the split keyboard for people with 4 hoofs. And she went to the parish website. She started to read the results of the parish survey. And she discovered that many people said they had no idea of what stewardship was about. She was shocked. She even read that some people said it was just a ploy to get their money. What made things even worse, when Babs felt so bad that she wanted to go into a corner and cry. Unfortunately, her fold is round and doesn't have any corners, so she just had to stand there in front of the monitor and be miserable. Ebenezer the goat came by and said, nah, 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 nah. Well, Babs couldn't stand it anymore. She opened up her Outlook Express and sent me an email. She said, "You have to do something about this." So I emailed her back and said, "What can I do about it?" She said, "You have to get up there and explain stewardship all over again, starting from step 1. Well, I know better than to argue with an angry sheep. So here I am to explain stewardship to those of you who said you have no idea at all of what it is about. Stewardship is a response to the belief that God is the creator of all things. As we say in the Creed, He made all things visible and invisible. She says, and sheep too. Well, that's true, He did make sheep too, but that's not exactly what it says in the Creed. She says, wait 50 years for the next new translation, and sheep will be in it. Well, that's probably true. We're getting a little bit off the point. God is the master. We are His servants. He made us stewards of creation. It is our job to care for it. The Bible expresses that in the story of creation by saying God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to cultivate and care for it. We cultivate creation, first of all, by taking care of ourselves. A good steward eats a healthy diet, gets plenty of exercise. It's certainly not good stewardship to channel surf all day long and eat snacks. God did not create us to be couch potatoes. He created us to work. Average, old, ordinary work is a big part of stewardship. God gave each of us time, the years of our life, and He gave each of us talent. And we have to use that to support ourselves. If we're married, we have to use that to support our families. A good steward wouldn't be a workaholic who does nothing but work. Someone who has no time for his own family is not living according to God's plan. And that doesn't only go for adults. Even children have to practice the stewardship of time. If you're so busy with school and sports that you only relate to your parents as chauffeurs, you're not practicing stewardship. A good steward works not only when the boss is looking, but all the time. Because the good steward is not working for the boss, but for the master. The good steward is working for God. Ecology is part of stewardship. The good steward doesn't lay waste to the environment. The good steward preserves it for the next generation. The good steward is a person who has a well-balanced life, who does all things in their proper proportion. Stewardship doesn't appear to be very religious when you see it. And yet, it is the most religious way to live. Paradox. Did you say paradox? Paradox. This sheep is getting so smart, I think she's going to take my job. Stewardship is paradoxical in the sense that the selfish person and the steward, and basically selfishness is the opposite of stewardship. The selfish person and the steward do the same things. They both work, they both rest, they both play, they both do things for other people. What's different is the motivation. The steward does what he does out of response to God's goodness. The selfish person does what he does, hoping that it will work out to his own advantage. Stewardship means that we are dedicated to God 100% of the time.